What's going on, guys? Today we're taking a look at this case, which is the Armor Revo Jean from Thermaltake. It is, of course, the snow edition because it's white. So let's go ahead and check it out. Starting at the front of the case, you can see these two little pieces of armor right here, and we've seen this design on almost all of the armor cases from Thermaltake. These are actually made of aluminum. They're silver here. You can kind of open them up and everything like that. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 5¼ inch bays, and then below that you have this large ventilated section, and behind there is a 200mm intake fan. All of your front panel connections are actually on the top of the case. So starting right here, you have headphone, microphone, eSATA, 2 USB 3.0 ports, 2 USB 2.0 ports, and you have a hard drive dock. And of course, this hard drive dock supports 2.5 inch and 3.5 inch hard drives. Also up here, you have all of your controls. So on this side, you have speed settings for the fan. So you have high and low, and the fans have LEDs in them. And of course, you can change them by just using this button right here. On this side, you have a very large power button. You have your hard drive activity LED right there, and you have a reset button. At the top of the case, there are two placements for fans. So right here, you can fit a 120 or 140mm fan. Over here, you can fit a 200, 140, or 120, and there is a 200mm fan included and already installed. On the side of the case, you have this large window right here, and it's actually going to show pretty much the top part of your motherboard. Below that, you have a 200mm intake fan, and then you have this little plastic thing right here that comes down that can hold your headset. Moving along to the back of the case, you have 3 large water cooling holes up top here, and they do have the rubber inserts. Below that, you have a 140mm exhaust fan, but you can fit a 120mm one here as well. Moving down, you have some ventilation here on the side, and of course your power supply is going to be mounted on the bottom. For that power supply, you do have a removable fan filter right down here. Easily comes out and can be put right back in as well. Just easy to take out, easy to clean. Moving inside, you can see that Thermaltake has done something different than most other companies. Normally, if you have a white case, the inside of the case is white. And here they have changed it up and it's actually black. Kind of gives like a little bit different contrast, and of course is different than other companies. Another thing that Thermaltake has done that I haven't seen any other companies do is, you saw the 200mm fan on the side panel, and what they do is they put contacts on the side panel, and you have these small contacts right here. That means that you don't have to worry about plugging that fan in. It's a contact, so whenever your side panel is on, it makes contact and you're going to get power to that fan. Just makes it easier. It makes it so you don't have to plug in that fan as you're putting the side of the case back on. Now starting up here, you have your 4 5¼ inch bays, and they are using a toolless system. With all toolless systems, we're going to see how well they work. Once we get into the review, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hard drive trays, and these easily come out. Pressing this button right here, and they just slide out just like that. And you can see they support 2.5 inch and 3.5 inch hard drives. And for 3.5 inch hard drive installation, it is going to be toolless, but for 2.5 inch hard drive installation, you will have to use screws. And it just goes in just as easily like that, and you lock it right back into place. On the bottom here, there's this little metal piece that allows you to lift your power supply off the bottom of the case. It's just going to provide better airflow. You have your 140mm and 200mm fans, and they do use a 3-pin connector, so that means you can connect them to your motherboard so you can monitor and change fan speeds and all of that. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cable routing holes, and they do have the rubber inserts. I've taken the other side panel of the case off just so you can kind of see how everything is designed. You can see the very large CPU cutout, so you're going to have no problem installing an aftermarket CPU cooler with your motherboard actually in the case. You can see the cable routing holes, and you can see there is quite a lot of room here behind the motherboard tray, so you shouldn't have any problems routing all your cables and getting that side panel to fit right back on. But basically, guys, this is it for the Thermaltake Armor Revo Jean Snow Edition. Make sure you check back very soon on ThinkComputers.org for the full written review of this product. And remember, if you like our videos, why don't you subscribe? We'll catch you guys later.